So we have our first few details about the 2022 season of Challenges, and I thought now would be a great time to release a quick little video breaking down all of the details we received yesterday about Challenges. Now, we've had Vanguard for a couple of weeks. I've been having a ton of fun playing 8s and GBs with my friends. I'm sure you guys at home have as well, but nothing beats the feeling of getting right stuck into a brand new Call of Duty game, casting and analysing all of the professionals and the Challenges players playing the game, and that's why Challenges excites me so much. So this news got me super pumped. I'm so excited to see more about Challenges, and well, let's get right into the details here that we were given yesterday. So starting over on Twitter, this was tweeted about 6 p.m. Last night. Everything you need to know about Challenges for the 2022 season, neatly packed into this one hyperlink, and that will send us over towards here. I'll just flashbang myself for a second, and yeah, let's get right into it. So I'm going to kind of break down each section here that we have been given. We have a few new details, some very important information. Kicking us off, the addition of a 4th region to Challenges. Of course, previously it was just North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific playing. That has been the case for years now, effectively, even before the Call of Duty League was introduced with the Call of Duty World League prior to that. However, very excited to say that Latin America will be joining Challenges for the very first time this season. If you've been following Challenges over the last couple of years, you'll recognize the fact that we had the hashtag LATAM Challenges movement, where Latin America pushed themselves forward on Twitter as a region worthy of being represented in Challenges. And it seems like the folks over at CDL have listened, and I'm so happy about this. You know, having interacted with the Latin America community over the last few months or so, they're just such a wonderful community as well, and they have a lot of talent there that's kind of hidden away, that hasn't been given the chance to shine previously, and now for the first time will be. I'm so excited about that. You know, there is precedent for this. You look at a smaller region such as Asia Pacific, we know there is talent in that region, and also I think, you know, leading on from that, it's highly likely that you're going to find talent that more likely than not within the next few years might find their way into the Call of Duty League in Latin America. So very excited for this, and I'm pumped to see what they bring to the table with Challenges in 2022. All right, moving on to the second section then, let's talk about the return of the Scouting Series. Now, this was a kind of positive surprise for me. I didn't expect the Scouting Series to be brought back just based on kind of how it went down last season, but it's an opportunity really for players to really prove themselves to CDL coaches. That is how the Scouting Series works. These CDL coaches get to come down to Challenges for a little bit and spectate what talent is on display before the CDL 2022 season begins. Now, last season, there were a few things that I think from that needed changing to this one. If they're bringing the Scouting Series back, I think a lot of that feedback will have been taken on board. Last season it went on for a little bit too long. I think it was a 4-day event when I don't think it really needed to be. And a little bit of the format I think will need changing. For me personally, I would really love to see a Scouting Series where the first day or so are just the CDL teams in each region just playing one another as they are, and then the draft coming in after that, because I felt one of the maybe smaller issues with the Scouting Series last year is that the CDL coaches didn't seem to be fully clued in on the players they were drafting over. At least watching the draft, a lot of the time it felt like they didn't know who a large swath of the players in the talent pool were, and something like that would definitely fix the issue. But nonetheless, whatever changes are made to the Scouting Series this year, quite clearly the CDL are confident enough to bring it back, and that makes me excited to see what kind of changes they make to the Scouting Series this time around. Now, with those two bits of information out of the way, let's be talking about the formatting itself. And, well, here's the good news. If you're a fan of the 2021 format, guess what? It's not changing. We have exactly the same format here once again, with the ladders, the cups, the opens, Challenges Elite, and Challenges Finals making up the entirety of the season. Now, just to go through this pretty speedily, we have ladders. You guys know how this works. You go over towards game battles, you play your weekly Challenges points matches, you get your points in, that's it, you're done. And that will provide the foundation and the basis for just Challenges points and Challenges generally for the 2022 season. But beyond that as well, this is where you start getting into the competitions. Now, the Cups, the Opens, and the Challenges Elite tournaments made up, obviously, basically the core of Challenges last season. Now, last season, one of the things I will say is it felt like at times there was a little bit too much going on. You know, the schedule was there was always something going on every single weekend between the Cups, the Opens, and the Challenges Elites, and it didn't really provide players I think a chance to breathe, to take some personal time off for themselves. They were constantly, sticking their nose to the grindstone and continuing to play the game day in, day out. They didn't really get much of a break. And B, I think also it kind of takes away a little bit from players being given opportunities to improve as a squad, go out and set aside times for scrims and such. I definitely, as far as I can see, I think that feedback was taken on board. That was absolutely heard towards the end of last season. So looking towards the Cup specifically, last season I think we had 20. This season, I would like to see it be reduced somewhat down to 10 to 15 cups. If that is done, that would be awesome. It would provide the opportunity for players to, obviously, as I said, spend more time on scrimmages and such and have more time for themselves personally. But also, it also helps spread the prize pool out between those cups, raises the stakes for each individual tournament. So that's really awesome. And yeah, the first cup is on December 4th to 5th, so I'm really excited for that. There will be one the following weekend as well. So we've got double whammy of Challengers Cup action to kick us off in December. Following that, we have the Challengers Opens. We don't have much details of how they work right now. Last season, they were effectively just larger versions of the Challengers Cups with a much, much larger prize pool involved. This season, if I would love to see a Challengers Open, this is again just me sort of spitballing here what I would love to see. I would love to see a change to the Challengers Open formatting that's very similar to what we had with like pool play in the past and such, just to try and create something of a different atmosphere to the Challengers Cups and such. If they could do that, that would be really awesome, online or otherwise. I would love to see that for these events. And then moving on, of course, we have Challengers Elite. Now, I'm really happy to see Challengers Elite back. It was easily the biggest improvement from the 2020 season to the 2021 season, of course. And once again, it is returning in North America and Europe. So no Asia Pacific and no Latin America this time around for Challengers Elite. But just to go over the details again, so very similar to last year, 8 teams compete in those multi-week online competitions. However, the big difference this time around is that the playoffs are going to be somewhat different. All right, so let's talk about these playoffs then. So just to give you guys an idea of what the playoffs looked like last season. Basically, 6 teams made it through to a variation of the playoffs, with the 3rd through 6th place from the pool play making it through to a double elimination knockout bracket, and the top 2 teams making it through to the playoff bracket. Now, the top 2 teams from that prior noticed knockout bracket would then make it through to the playoff bracket, which was single elimination with a 3rd place match in place. This is a more convoluted system than what we have this time around, which is now just the top 4 teams qualify for a double elimination playoff bracket, and the bottom 4 teams eliminated. You've got to requalify in the qualifiers. This is perfect. Raises the stakes for the pool play quite significantly, because previously you just had to avoid getting 7th to 8th to make it to the next stage of competition. It's going to be awesome to see the fights going on in Challengers Elite next season. And then obviously the playoffs itself now, I think the process will just be so much smoother with the double eliminations. I'm so excited to see that go down generally. Okay. And then finally, Challengers Finals will top off the season as it always does, but we don't have any details about that right now, and I didn't expect any details about Challengers Finals. We never get those till later on in the season. Okay, so that's what the season looks like. Now, I'm going to get my figurative tinfoil hat on very quickly here to talk about some of the wording in this section here specifically. I'm going to get people's hopes up very briefly here. So, just looking at the wording here, when it comes to the Challengers Cups, there is a specified wording about online weekend tournaments. When it comes to Challengers Elite, there is a specified wording about online competitions. That specified wording is not present when discussing the Opens, which we are still awaiting more details for, and the Challengers Finals, which we are still waiting details for. Now, they do say they are finalizing details, and they are going to provide an update on the details about the Challengers Finals. However, there is a chance that LAN events might be in the works here. Just based on the wording in the article, again, this is pure speculation. I know nothing about the formatting beyond what we have in this article here for this season, but there is absolutely a chance that LAN events could well happen. We know that they are possible now, logistically speaking, because of course we look over towards the Halo Championship Series, where they're running the Rally event, the Open event in December. We know that LAN events are possible, so there is a possibility, there is a chance. I am saying that there's a chance that LAN events might come back, and I will therefore take my tinfoil hat off and say that just, maybe we'll see. Obviously, COVID willing and everything, I really hope we get LAN events back. It would just be awesome to see. But that's going to do it for this video. I will say I haven't discussed the other bit of news we got during this sort of info dump, which was the rule set, and the reason for that is there was a few typos in this rule set, which didn't weren't actually correct. So I'm not going to talk about that just yet until that is completely finalized, and then I'll release a video talking about the rule set and some of the player feedback to that that's already been released. But beyond that, just generally topping off what I've seen today from all of these details, I'm super excited for the 2022 Challenges season. There are a few huge steps being made forward, of course, specifically relating to the Challengers Elite Playoffs, specifically relating to the fact that we've got Latin America being introduced for the very first time. And then, of course, the Scouting Series, provided that there are some formatting changes being made, the Scouting Series should be a really good thing to watch this time around. So, yeah, I'm very excited. Hopefully, I get the chance to cast over some challenges this season because I absolutely love it. The intensity is completely unmatched anywhere else in esports, in my opinion. I absolutely love it. So, yeah, if you like what you saw today, then guys, make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for all things Call of Duty Challenges. I'll be providing more updates on Challenges content in the near future, and also make sure you stick around to my Twitch channel. That's twitch.tv/InfinityBL on Monday evenings for episodes of my Bloody Amateurs podcast revolving around Call of Duty Challenges. I've got a pretty tasty one coming up this Monday, and that's where I'll be discussing all of this with a couple of specialists within the community. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you once again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.